What's up guys, Richard here. Welcome to the second devlog in my series. If you haven't seen the first one, highly recommend you go check it out. So what are we doing? We are making a magic language learning game. Quick summary for those who didn't see the first one. You are a magician, you're learning a magical language. You will use this magical language in the game. You'll literally type out spells and that will cast upon the enemy and kill them, damage them, or help you interact with the world around you. But this is not just some made up language, it's a language learning game, so you're going to learn either French, Spanish, Esperanto, it doesn't matter, but you will learn this language as you progress through the game. You'll be learning words and phrases in context, and the whole idea is that by the end of the game you have a really basic understanding of the language. Now, let's talk about what we've got happening in this devlog. So, over the last few days, my artist has been basically doing character designs. Design has been working on the story, and I've been working on the prototype. Remember, this is only the second devlog. We've only got like 2 weeks of work done so far. So, concept designs. We had kind of two main concepts for the character, but the character itself is maybe a child or a teenager. The gender doesn't matter. We kind of wanted to keep that ambiguous, so for you, the player, it doesn't really matter. And you are this child or teenager who's learning this magical language. Now, the style is very stylized, big head because it's isometric view. We want to create a nice silhouette for the character, and we kind of had this magician look of either like he's got armor or he hasn't got armor, and in the end we kind of decided that we didn't like the armor look because it didn't really like fit with the logic of the magic in this world, because mainly, well actually not mainly, all the magic in this game is actually range-based, so armor just didn't make sense. Anyway, you're going to see some armor-based designs. Maybe there's something that you guys like. Now, I'm going to show you a ton of sketches done by our artist. You'll notice that they're numbered, so go down in the comments below, let us know which ones you think look the coolest and why, or if you think we should like mix and match certain designs, and we'll tell you which ones we kind of like. So here, number one, we've got this armored helmet look. I wasn't really a fan of that, but you'll notice all of them have got like a book, like here, there's a book on his chest here, and there's a book on his back. The book is important because in this game, you'll pull out the book, it'll float in front of you, open up. When you type out the spells, what you're doing is you're reading an incarnation from the book, and then that will shoot out of the book and hit your enemy. So the book is part of it, it's kind of needed. You'll also notice that there's a smiley face pretty much on every design. This smiley face is not going to be in the end design. It's going to be replaced with some like magical symbol that we create. That's just a temporary like filler. Same with the hat, we're not sure what's going to go on there. So these are the first three designs. We're really partial to number 2 and 3, and you'll see that again a bit later. There's also these designs here. These were like really early designs, and I kind of like number 6, but like 4 and 5. 4 was like the original sketch design that got some interest from people, and we kind of based all the other designs around it. And 5 just is a little bit too dark. It seems a bit evil. Okay, now, number 7 was when we were going the full-on armor concept, and we liked the fact that the head was hidden and it just had these glowing eyes. But again, the armor doesn't really work with the logic of the magic in this world, unless it's like magical armor, but it still didn't really work. We really wanted to like emphasize the fact that you are a child magician, you're learning magic, and that's important to the story. I won't say why because I don't want to destroy the story, but it's important that you are a child. Just leave it at that. Then we got this one in the middle, which is kind of like a mixture between a military look with like the whole belt and like, oh god, I should know these words, I forget. So you got the belt, the suspenders, and you've also got like this hanging armor down here, but then you got like this like bandage over the nose, which is kind of like a bit more like, I guess, childish or like soft in this type of way. You got this one over here, number 9. I was not a fan of 9. These were basically all the reject ones. These are the ones our artist did, and then after he did them, he's like, nah, that's not happening. But if you guys really like them, let us know. This is what we ended up with. So design 1 and design 2. And I'm really partial to design 2. I like that the book is sitting on your butt cheeks and you grab it from there. Design 1, the book is actually in the front here. It's kind of hard to notice. I don't think it works as well to kind of grab the book out like this. And then you'll notice design 13 over here is basically 2, but it's got like a couple of extra little bags, so we took a little bit more of that military style look. And we've got these characters on the head, and the characters are a completely separate concept. We had this idea that you would have like this little character that would come along with you through the game. Kind of like in Zelda, how you've got the Navi, I think it's called Navi. You got the fairy that flies along with you. But the idea with our character would be that when you progress, it teaches you new words and phrases that you can utilize in your spells once you hit certain checkpoints in the game. We're still playing with that concept. We don't know if we want to do that, but the idea was they could pop out of a bag, out of your hat. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over the current prototype. And remember, this is a prototype. It's not meant to be pretty. It's not meant to be artistically good in any way. You're going to see broken shadows, broken like view distances, etc. But the whole idea was like to test out the combat system and see if it works. Now, in the previous prototype I showed you, you could move things by hitting WASD. You could move your character. That's changed because we want you typing out spells. We don't want you accidentally hitting forward when you're typing out spells. So you now move with the left, right, up, down keys. 1 second, let me just hit play. So the left, right, up, down keys. So that's how you move around. We've got like this little head model on top, which is kind of like a temporary filler. This will be replaced with the actual head later, and then you've got the aim looking and all that type of stuff. But there's several ways you can engage in combat. So I've got a bunch of enemies here to show you. So the first one is, let's say you see this enemy and you want to preemptively engage with them. So you can hit the tab key, and that basically selects them. Or you can hit the tab key to unselect them. You can still like move around when you're in this mode and it still looks at them, and you can like untab and all that. But let's say you tab to this one, you select him, and now you want to engage him. You would literally just type out your spell. You type fire, and it would just shoot it straight at him. He engages, he runs at you. As soon as you enter combat range, you both stop moving and you lose the ability to move, because now it just becomes a casting game of you casting attack magic, casting defensive magic, or casting like healing magic. Or as I'm going, another idea we had was like if there's objects laying around on the ground, these could be like attack functions. You could cast a magic spell to throw that object at the enemy or knock things over on top of them, and it basically just becomes a casting battle until one of you dies. So for example, I'll just go fire, fire, and then fire. Oh, okay, I've already killed him. As you notice, that's just a made-up spell. It doesn't actually do anything except shoot that particle and kill him, and he can't engage, but that'll probably come next week. I'll start working on enemy engagement, etc. So I'm going to move the mouse out of the way. The second way you can accidentally engage with enemies is, let's say there's two and you run in their aggro range, they run at you, then the battle starts. Now, you're in a battle with two at once. You can't run away, but you can tab between them. So here I'm focused on this one. I'll go fire, and let's say the second one, I see him cast him, because you're going to literally see them saying out the words as well, and it looks like he's just about finished typing. You can tab to him, and then you can say like defend, or something like that, and it'll create like a shield around you. His spell will hit it and it will like explode, but you can actually engage with multiple enemies at once, and once one dies, obviously, he disappears. Okay, so then there's also the fact that maybe you don't want to engage. Like, I'm going to aggro this guy up here, and then I'm going to run away. Oh, no, I don't want to aggro this guy. So he's going to chase me down. He's going to follow me around this corner, but he's going to lose sight of me right about there. And then he's going to go, oh, where did he go? And then he will like search this area depending on how many times the designer wants him to search that area. Oh, he saw me. He's run around the corner and he's engaged with me, and now I need to fight him. So that's pretty much where we're up to with the prototype at this stage. We've just got the basic casting system in place, etc. And we've just had a random Flax crash. Now, Flax is a new engine. This is a common occurrence at the moment, but a really awesome thing about building this game and devlogging at the same time is I am working directly with the designers of the engine, or I should say the developers of the engine, so we're working around that. But that happens every now and then. That happens in any system you're a part of. Okay, so what we're going to work on next week is we're going to work on the enemy casting system, so that they can actually start casting and I can see like their spell casting through, and I can kind of like defend against that, because I want to see how that actually works combat-wise. Another thing we'll probably work on is actually loading in some basic models and getting some movement and running animations around. Not the finalized model, we won't work on that for a while. So that's pretty much where we're at. If you guys have liked this video, like it, share it around, sub to the channel, and of course, if you have any suggestions, inspiration, or you've seen something clever some other game has done and you think it will work well in our game, then let us know in the comments. We are really seeking feedback. Like, you guys are going to be basically become our QA testers in a sense, and just like letting us know if what we're doing is working or not, because obviously as the developers, we see it in one specific way, and you guys will probably see it in another. Anyway, that's it. I've rambled enough. See you all in the next video.